Good morning. It is Thanksgiving Sunday, Canadian Thanksgiving Sunday. And I was just sitting here trying to capture thoughts coming out of the shower. So I'm reflecting on another comment I got on this borderline personality disorder post. My comment on a video that was literally a commentary on borderline personality disorder. And I was asked if trauma is always involved, and yes, I guess it is. Even with the most well-meaning, nurturing people, the fact of the matter is I truly believe people who truly have borderline personality disorder are people who perceive the world in a way that most people don't. We experience things in a very sensory way. We feel them, okay? And those feelings come on in huge ways, right? And we get told all our lives that we're overreacting, that what we're experiencing is not real. We are literally gaslighted our entire lives about how and what we experience. And we are forced into trying to actually experience and perceive the world and act out our perceptions of the world in the same way that everybody else does. Now, the latter part, the being able to learn how to adapt ourselves in the way that we express ourselves, it's possible. But the acknowledgement that we don't actually perceive the world that way, and the acknowledgement that what we do experience when we experience things is extreme, and it is very real. It's that nurturing aspect, that acknowledgement. And it's not about validating the person, it's about validating the experience. It's incredibly important. And it's what causes the trauma very, very, very early in life, okay? When we tell our children that it's not uncomfortable when they're uncomfortable, rather than listen to them when they tell us they're uncomfortable. And have time for that. And I am drawing on my own personal experience. I do not fault my parents. They're human beings who came from contexts and a lot less knowledge. I remember as a teenager, my father actually coming to me and asking me questions about psychological terms because I knew about this stuff. Because I went to my first therapy group when I was 15 years old. Because I had the courage to speak out about things that happened to me, and I've never been able to say, no, this is going to get swept under the rug for, appearances' sake. I hate keeping up appearances. And our entire world has become about nothing but appearances. Why is it a crime to call somebody the wrong gender? It's happened to me my whole life. Anybody wants to actually have a real conversation about, very possibly the existence of truly non-binary or gender fluid folk, and true trans folk, talk to me about who I am naturally. My lifetime of naturally high testosterone levels and my extreme juxtaposition of a very female presentation and a very masculine disposition. I'm a tennis match. I had a college professor incredibly interested in me because I scored on the middle on personality tests. Every one she gave me. To this day, sometimes people mistake me for a man. And I can very, very easily adopt that if I and use it if I want. And I have. Without doing anything but being what I naturally am. So we can have conversations about these things, rational conversations about these things, in ways that aren't damaging and aren't gaslighting people and trying to, like, people like me are confused enough from the very beginning. I loathe to think what would happen to me if I was a teenager today. I really do. I was very fortunate, and there was a lot of awareness around me. It was in very early days of the development of the mental health system, and I had family members who were involved with it on both sides. I had an uncle who was a psychiatrist, and other family members who were patients. And I chose very, very early in my life that I did not think that it was appropriate for me, and nor did I ever really want to be put on medications. I did a very, very good job for a few years as a teenager when we were coming into this really deep self-awareness. The one good thing about being like a complete reject as a child is I got to spend a lot of time with myself and God. And God is a really important part of that. And whether you see God as a traditional anything, or you see God as good orderly direction in our connectedness in the energy flow of the universe. And that's the way I have my conceptions. I have my frame of reference, my Judeo-Christian frame of reference. But I also have the humility to say I have absolutely no frickin' idea whatsoever what God actually is. And I will not be anywhere near as arrogant as anybody out there who claims to know God. Because that's impossible. It's absolutely freaking impossible. I'm having Isaiah 49:16 engraved in the palm of my hand, just like we were graven in the palm of their hand. And I will say there because there is biblical reference to God as them. All of us. Us. This is what we're missing. We've got to stop compartmentalizing, and we've really got to stop legislating it. We've really got to stop thinking that we're born wrong. We're each born a beautiful, unique manifestation of the human condition. And what we need to do is learn how to accept the discomforts, accept all of us, ourselves, warts and all. Stop following this spectacle of some notion of what a woman is or what a man is, and accept the fact that there's a biological reason that is there, and it's very freaking important, people. And the fact that we absolutely ignore that and teach about recreational sex first now, because that's what we are doing. Here's another really long conversation about a little girl who has never been able to really have beautiful, true, loving, intimate sex. Because I had my first orgasm before my first period. That's the kind of shit we are doing to children. And it's legislated. We're stopping their hormones rather than allowing them to become what they are and work with it and encouraging them to work with it. We're doing everything but why? Why do they want us to hate ourselves so much that we have absolutely rejected absolutely everything it means to be a human creature? Beautiful creatures that we were created as. We've done nothing but learn how to loathe that. I was only supposed to be making a quick note. Now I have another video to craft. I really hope somebody's listening. Thanks. Narrative bullshit. It's propaganda.